Right. You guys had a stretch in this game where you guys couldn't buy a basket, turned the ball over, but yet defensively, you guys dug in your heels and put yourselves in a position to win at it.
Yeah.
What does that say about the way you guys are kind of changing the DNA of this team and winning games that?
It just shows you that we have growth in areas of, being challenged by other teams on the road, also at home. It shows we're growing in some small areas where our communication is at an all-time high, especially when we're on the road and we understand where we are. And then just the way we execute. You saw a few in and outs from me in that fourth quarter. You look back a year ago, and I could admit this about myself, I probably would have been pissed. I probably would have been mentally out of it, just not making enough shots for us to get over the hump. And, I think our growth as a team is just seeing some of our leaders on our team, including myself, just be poised. And it's making a big difference. The shots are going to go in and out sometimes, but if we get defensive stops and we do the little things, I think we put ourselves in a great chance every game. So that's probably where I feel like we're making some incredible strides in games like this where we can come out with a W and talk about it.
You guys got 15 from TJ, but some of those being big, especially when you didn't have it going. You guys have had it about a month now. Just what do you think he's helping you guys, and how far do you think he's come in that stretch? Obviously, he's not going to get it all back.
One thing I can say about TJ, he's an incredibly hard worker. He puts in a lot of work. When no one's watching, I've shot with him a few times, day before games, night before games. And you cheer for people like that come in early, they leave late. And obviously him coming off injury, he could have easily gone left or right in terms of his confidence level. So we know what he's capable of, but ultimately with him, it's his confidence. And he's giving us small points, 15 points, 20 points. That makes a great deal of a difference in the game. So I'm happy about him being back, and I don't take his talent for granted.
Kyrie, you talked about the in and outs that you had, but then you had 7 points in the final, one and change, including a pretty big three. I mean, I guess your coach says you're just great at seizing the moment, which you've shown before, but what was that just kept you going there?
Like I said, just being mentally prepared, using a lot of sessions in the summer of challenging myself, just be ready for these moments where I don't have to be swayed emotionally. I'm in control of my emotions. I'm in control of my thoughts, and I'm always positively reinforcing that we're going to come out with a positive end, a win. So that's the objective. Obviously, it could go either way in the game in terms of the flow, offensive and defense, but things that I can control, like getting into the basketball with CJ, making things difficult, picking up Jose Alvarado full court like he's doing to us, talking back and forth with some of the guys on the court just to find some type of motivation because the ball's not going to rim for me particularly, but that's not a chance. I don't want to use that as opportunity for me to be selfish and get in my emotions. It's about the team. So.
It's interesting what you just said. You're in control of your emotions, and it shows. Like, do you feel that's an area you've made growth in, or that's just? Do you feel
Absolutely. Very intentional about the way I train my mind and my body. And when you hear tons of BS in the crowd, or you go into the game and you're not particularly shooting well over the last 2 or 3 games, it's easy to throw yourself off mentally. So coming into this game, I did the same preparation, got a good lift in, and just lived with the results throughout a 48-minute game. I've played against a few guys up to this point now where over the season where they get really excited in the first 3 quarters, and I just have to remind them, like, it's a 4-quarter game. Anything could happen. So you just got to be prepared for that.
In those last few games, I mean, were they looks that you normally would make and you just missed them and you chalk it up to making your sleep, or were teams playing you any differently physicality-wise than maybe they had?
Yeah, I believe it's both. I give the utmost respect for the defenders that I play against. And when I get an opportunity to be wide open, I feel like I should make every shot. That's just my confidence. I put in a lot of hours. But when it's not going, still got to lead by example on playing both ends of the floor at a high level and not get into your own body and feelings. It's easy to do that. And, big power player out there, so responsible for what I can control.
Kyrie, you talked about how you learned to kind of work through whatever's going on with your shot in a game last year. Jack was saying how much you respected your ability to erase how many misses you had and still be able to knock down those shots. How do you learn that?
Just studying the greats and striving to be greater than them. You look at some of the great representatives of the professional sports across You know, you look across the bounds of people, and most of the time you see that there's a similarity, there's a commonality between the way that they control their emotions depending on the game. And I've been able to learn that over time, but I think the greatest thing that I've been able to learn this year is being with the guys, just you know, going through a lot of things externally or internally, and us just figuring it out. And basketball is just a very simple art form. So if I don't bring all my extra distractions or anything that I'm going through mentally into the game, then I feel like we have a great chance of winning every ball game. That's just something I've taken responsibility for on my own, and just try to positively enforce that we can win ball games no matter what.